Why is weight loss so difficult? It sounds simple. Move more, eat less, and you're gonna lose weight. But why do we all still struggle with this? First, we are just genetically made to be energy storing machines. Fat is basically our body's battery bank. If we don't have enough fuel to run our engine, our heart, our lungs, our brain, our body's gonna pull from our fat stores to keep the engine going. We can't just stop our heart to recharge. Fat is very compact for the amount of energy we can store, and it's distributed evenly for the most part. It was amazing when we had long winters and times of scarcity. Obesity has now come down to a problem of success. We live in a time where we have high calorie, hyper palatable food that is everywhere. You can drive down any busy streets in basically any city and you can have thousands of different food combinations that are all delicious. Kings 200 years ago did not have the options to eat that we have today. Plus, our food is just engineered to make us crave more. The standard American diet is high in refined carbs, added fat, low in protein, stripped of micronutrients. Food scientists have literally designed the perfect combo of crunch, mouthfeel, sugar, fat, salt, and just to keep us eating. That's why we're always saying, try and get as many whole foods as you can. What does that mean? It means foods that were grown from the earth or once had a pulse. One ingredient foods, they typically have more nutrients. They make you feel fuller, longer. You're not gonna be craving as much if you get all your micronutrients. And so think chicken, beef, fish, eggs, vegetables, fruits, honey. It's hard to overeat a plate of chicken and broccoli compared to chips and ice cream. You can eat a whole bag of chips while watching a show, whereas if you ate the same amount of calories in chicken breast, it is very difficult and you won't be reaching for another bag of chicken breast like you would a bag of chips. And then it's just movement. We, as a whole, just don't move as much anymore. Again, a product of success. We can get everything to us. We have technology to talk wherever we want. The average American these days only gets 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day. There's terms going around, sitting is the new smoking. This isn't really even just a catchy phrase. It helps really show that prolonged sitting slows metabolism, impacts blood sugar control, increases the risk for obesity, heart disease, certain cancers, similar to how smoking is detrimental to health. We tell people to try and aim for at least 8,000 to 12,000 steps a day, and this will help improve metabolism, help improve insulin sensitivity. Steps will help with digestion, helps with your mental health as well. And so just moving more will help limit the amount of fat storage you have. The other thing we experience is we're just chronically stressed these days. We have probably, arguably, the safest, most abundant time in history. However, we're just all chronically stressed from just the pressure to keep going, do this, do that, get kids here, get kids there. So we just always have something in the background that's just driving us and increasing stress. Cortisol, which can trigger cravings and fat storage. And then also we just don't sleep as effectively as we need to. People who get 7 to 9 hours sleep consistently burn more fat and keep it off compared to those who are only sleeping 4 to 6 hours. And it's so easy at the end of the day, after you've just been hustling and bustling, got everybody everywhere, to just want a little bit of time to yourself and just doom scroll or read or watch a show or something, and then you gave up 1 to 2 hours of quality sleep. Getting everything in line to where you can get restful sleep of 7 to 9 hours can really help facilitate weight loss. We use meds to help combat the cravings to all these good foods all the time. The meds help you feel fuller longer. You're just not thinking about food all the time, so it makes it much easier to be in control. They can be a great tool in a weight loss journey, but really it comes down to controlling the environment for long-term success. Me personally, I cannot have ice cream in my house. If it's there, I'm gonna think about it until I eat it. I know that about me. And so I just can't have ice cream. I can't have bags of chips. I just will think about them until they are gone. So if I don't put them in the house, or if I make them harder to get, then sometimes I'll talk myself out of doing it if I have a meal that I can readily eat that is, higher protein and not as calorie dense. Trying to control what you know is setting you back. If you're drinking full strength sodas, you need to find a 0-calorie option. That's one of the lowest hanging fruits to decrease your calories in the day. There's thousands of 0-calorie options, and you're not going to get cancer from the artificial sweeteners. They're not going to wreck your gut microbiome as much as the next influencer is going to tell you that they do. But nothing tastes as good as the original Dr. Pepper. Who cares? If you're on a weight loss journey, you need to give up something so that we can keep you in your calorie goal. You can put it in there if you can stay under your calories, but it is just so easy to drink it, and now you're down another 220 calories. And that, if you're trying to stay under 1,500, that's a chunk of calories throughout the day. Maybe the ice cream is a big limiter for you, but maybe getting a Ninja Creamy is an option. You can make however ice cream you want, and it can be high protein, low calorie, and they're awesome. And so if that is your biggest ticker, just find something that can offset, is your biggest craving. There's typically some way out there where you can control that. Weight loss isn't all about just math. It's about biology, environment, and habits. And so if we can master those, help you identify what can be best for you, hopefully we can stack the odds in your favor for long-term sustainable weight loss and health.